Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, pulling up the old screen. Heisman Trophy odds. We're going to talk all about the quarterbacks in the NCAA and which ones have the best chances to win a Heisman. This ought to be kind of fun. There's a lot of folks talking about the Heisman already. You know, it's something that's fun to talk about. This is from All for Tennessee, fan-sided by Blake Wyman. There's been a bunch of articles about the Heisman, of course. That's always a big talking point. And they asked the question, could Tennessee football's Joe Milton III add to the Volunteers Heisman Trophy legacy? Now, of course, everybody remembers Peyton getting creaked out of that Heisman back in the day. And then I tell you what, Hendon Hooker had a real shot at it this year had he not got injured and the loss in the South Carolina game. It's a combination of those two things has really played a role. But you know what? He still had a great career here at UT, and now he's in Detroit instead of a Titan, which is a whole nother subject that I've covered a lot. And here it talks about Joe Milton's continues to lead by example and is the glue that keeps this Tennessee football team together. And at spring game, he was 9 for 13 for 79 yards and a touchdown. He looked real good and sharp. And I was real pleased with Gaston Moore as well. And Nico kind of showed out and made a couple of throws that were amazing. Talks about Milton playing in the Orange Bowl, and that was really the thing that helped Joe Milton a lot with the fan base and probably his confidence level too, because he played a really nice game. He was 67% completion rate, threw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He threw 0 interceptions last year and 10 touchdowns, so that was pretty terrific. And the big thing that I think is going to be key to his season is being able to run the ball a little bit. I think if he picks and chooses his times to run and puts that threat on the defense, that will make us really dynamic like we were with Hendon. Now, he does not have to run as well as Hooker did, but he needs to run and run when he can, and then let his arm do what it's been doing. Now, let's talk about the top 15 quarterbacks out there. Obviously, number 1 is Caleb Williams at USC. He's the smart money's on him, and he's in a great offense. He's very talented. He's dynamic. He can run. He can scramble. He can throw the crap out of the ball. He's probably by far, it's not even close, plus 400. So, you know, he's basically got a 25% chance of winning. Drake May of North Carolina's next. He's got a 10-1 odds. And Drake is a fine player, and he plays in the ACC. That will help him because the ACC is a much easier league to contend in. Michael Penix Jr. of Washington, 12-1. Bo Nix of Oregon. Bo is a quality player, you know, and he got the heck out of the SEC, and that was smart on his part. He was stuck down there at Auburn getting beat to death. And he's a fine player. It's just, you know, the SEC is not for everybody. And I think he'll be a quality NFL quarterback, and he's in the right spot in Oregon. Jordan Travis of Florida State, he's a 12-1 as well. Brock Vandagriff of Georgia, I think he was a former 5-star. He's a 16-1. Quinn Evers of Texas, 16-1. Cade Klubnik of Clemson. And Cade Klubnik's a heck of a player. He's very dynamic as well. He's very much a dual threat guy, loves to run. And he had some good moments last year, 18-1. Drew Aller of Penn State, Jaden Daniels of LSU, and Joe Milton, they finish up tied for 9th at 20-1. Then you got J.J. McCarthy of Michigan. He's a fine player. Ty Simpson of Alabama.
Alabama!
Interesting. I don't even know if he's going to be the starter. Then Kyle McCord of Ohio State. Anybody that's the quarterback at Ohio State can certainly be a dark horse and could pop in. And then Sam Hartman, who's a fine quarterback. He was at Wake Forest last year. He's going to be at Notre Dame this year. He's 30-1. I'm kind of surprised his is not higher than that. So that's your top 15 quarterbacks and their odds of winning the Heisman as of right now. Of course, that can all change very quickly come fall when we start seeing some actual football games. But anyway, it's fun to kind of take a look at those and see where everybody stands. I'll tell you what, if Joe Milton were to win the Heisman, and what would be necessary is probably 10-2 probably wouldn't get it done. If he went 11-1 and somehow either beat Georgia or Alabama, because you'd have to beat one of the two, and then run out all your other games, he might very well win the Heisman. And if he does that, I'm going to tell you what, Josh Heupel, he can just go around and pick whatever quarterback he wants from now on, because he will be the true quarterback whisperer. And they'll probably put him in the dictionary under the term quarterback whisperer. All right, folks, just a quick video. It's always fun to speculate about the Heisman. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover the Vols and all this great NCAA stuff. If you've not subscribed, it's right here on your right, my left. Got it right. Hit that little button. Doesn't cost you a thing. Helps me out. I'd appreciate it. And right over here is my most recent video, and YouTube thinks you will love that video. Something to do with an algorithm. I don't know how it works. Anyway, I hope you did like the content. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.